Hello Redditors, welcome back to Tales Against Humanity. Now, let's get started. In today's episode,
emails are sending twice. I got a support ticket from a user yesterday, reporting that for the last month or so some of her messages were being sent twice. User included a screenshot of a few example messages she sent appearing twice in Outlook. I log into her mailbox to take a look at the messages for myself, and indeed there are 2 copies of the offending messages. Except one is in the sent folder and the other in the inbox. This wasn't immediately apparent in the screenshot because of conversation view. I take a closer look at the copy in the sent folder. The user had apparently decided to start randomly BCCing herself. I have no idea what she thought that option was for or did. Story 2. The internet and phones are down. I work for a package delivery company that has brown package cars, not trucks. Anyway, get a call 915 this morning saying that they have no internet or phones in the one office, every other office is fine. Go down and look at the IDF and no power. I figure a fuse blew, so I went to the circuit breaker only to see that the circuit breaker along with 5 to 6 other breakers were turned off, not tripped. I turn on the breaker that powers the IDF and let them know what happened. Here they were trying to figure out which circuit breaker the loudspeaker was on and turned off the IDF power and never turned it back on. Do not ask me why anyone is allowed to touch a circuit breaker. Story 3. Workaholics aren't your friend. I have a coworker who is terrible with time management and therefore ends up working a lot of hours at home after working a full day in the office. She also works weekends. I wouldn't normally care about this, but she's wholly incompetent when it comes to technology and has a tenuous grasp on the English language, and yes, it is her primary and only language. I have been to her house multiple times to help get her home computer working on our corporate network so she can connect to all the resources she needs to do her job. Is this standard for a company to expect their IT employees to set up home computers? Anyway, internet issues and computer changes has sent me to her house more than a handful of times. I do it because I'm nice, maybe too nice. My company's resources are 100% in the cloud at this point, so we only have a VPN into the cloud network, which is literally up 99.99999% of the time. The only way there's a problem with the connection is if there's a problem with someone's home network or computer. So when this lady sends me a text saying she can't connect, I know it's nothing on my end. Yesterday, while I'm grocery shopping, I get a text from this lady saying, I can log into the system from home. Did you change something? I literally laughed out loud as I typed, no changes, but it's good that you can log in. She goes on to say she needs to place orders from home for a project, to which I respond, I'm not stopping you. You said you can log in. Then she sends me a screenshot of the remote desktop connection saying it can't connect to the server, the standard error message if you're either not connected to the network, or the machine you're connecting to isn't on the network or not powered on. Is your VPN connected? She sends me a screenshot of her VPN connection that says connecting. And she says, yes, it's connected. Again, I laugh out loud and type, it's not connected, say it's connecting. Reboot. She responds, okay, I'll reboot for the second time. Right, I believe that she already rebooted once, sure. After a couple minutes I get, okay, I'm in. Literally a minute later, I get booted out. I respond, well, I can't do much from the grocery store. She says, okay, and within another minute, back in. I mean, I have to laugh, but I don't know if this is a matter of incompetence, or ADD, or what, but her inability to read/write things in their entirety is just frustrating. And the fact that it was multiple things in one conversation makes it all the more annoying. Story 4. 5,000 copies of the same file on employee's hard drive. I got a ticket from an employee saying that their hard drive was almost full. So I asked them what they've been doing lately on the PC that was taking up so much space, such as if they had been downloading too many files lately, when they last cleared their cache, etc. So, I remote in, go into the browser and clear the cache, but employee is still uncomfortable with the free space on their drive. So I clear the %temp% folder. Employee still uncomfortable with remaining free space. So, concerned something might be wrong, I start running an antivirus scan on the employee's PC. For a while, the file names being shown were all similar. They went like file1.txt, file2.txt, and I think it stopped at around file 5000.txt. I then checked the files and yup, they took up a lot of space. I asked the employee why they had 5,000 copies of the same file, and the employee replied that they were trying to back it up. Apparently, keeping 5,000 copies of the same file was a good way to do so, and they didn't get the meaning of have multiple copies of your data. Trying not to laugh over the call, I simply tell the employee that they can upload the file to the network drive. Employee then uploads the file to the drive, and deletes the 4,999 copies of the same file. Now, they're comfortable with the free space on their drive. I end the call, close the ticket, and hopefully they won't make the same mistake again.